Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Power Podium. Today in this episode 3, we are going to work with a very interesting variable present within the Power Automate called Append to Array variable. What we are going to do is use the capabilities of Append to Array variable to merge multiple files together. To understand this better, let's take a business case scenario into picture. So one of the teams in an organization has written some excellent content on the watermarking functionality that they have implemented. The content is present in the form of wiki pages in a SharePoint Online library. Now, the team went ahead and showcased this wonderful implementation to one of the BUs, that is the business units. And the business unit is now expecting the documentation in a single file so that they can showcase this to their business users. The team now has a daunting task of merging all the different wiki pages together without too much pain into a single file. So what they are going to do? Well, Power Automate to the rescue. What they are going to do is create a Power Automate solution and bring about merging of all those different wiki pages together into a single PDF. So here, as you can see, I have a wiki pages library created with different wiki pages, and we will be creating our final output over here in the wiki merge library, which is basically acting as a destination library. Now, first let's watch the actual demo, and then I will explain you the parts one by one. So I am going to go ahead and click on run, and yes, our flow is in motion. So by the time we get the expected output in the wiki merge, let's go ahead and take a look at the different pages that have been created. What I have done is created 5 pages for now. So this is basically, let's say the page is part 1, and I have put some data so that you get the gist of how the final merged PDF comes up. I have included different types of data. So there is text, there is images, there is some XML configurations, and some of the pages I have kept lengthy, whereas some of them I have kept very short, so that we deal with all the different kinds of pages. So these are the 2 pages. Let's go and check the third page. This is the third page, and there are some big images. 2 more pages to go. So this is the fourth page, which might be having a very less data. Yep, less data over here. And the fifth page, that is the final page. Excellent. So what we are going to do is we are going to merge the content of all these 5 pages and create a single PDF out of it. Now, where exactly does the append to array variable comes into picture? So append to array variable is basically used as an array variable where the file content from each of these pages will be appended together. So that variable will hold the final appended file content of all these pages, which we will then pass to the create file action, and then it will have the final data, that is the merged file out of all these different 5 pages. Okay, perfect. So our flow has ran successfully. Let's go ahead and check the output. We'll need to refresh this page. So yes, as you can see, a merged Wikipedia has been created with today's date, that is 5th of May. Let's open it and let's confirm the output. Okay, so as you can see, it's a 26-page long PDF, and it has the part 1, that is basically the first page, part 2, basically the second page, with the images and the XML data coming very neatly, the third page, the fourth page, As you can see, the data has come very neat and accurate, the fifth page. So as expected, this flow has worked flawlessly, and we were able to get a single merged PDF that has data of all these different 5 files. Now it's time to analyze the configurations made in the flow. Basically, the trigger is a manual trigger. Now you will wonder why I have used a manual trigger. Most of the organizations, or let's say in most scenarios, you will be needing to merge the different kinds of pages on a demand to demand basis. There is no need to merge PDFs, or let's say pages, whenever a new wiki page is created in a library, right? That's why, so as to merge all these files on a demand basis, I'm using the manual trigger. So whenever you wish, just go ahead and you need to press this trigger. The second action is get items. And by this action, what I am actually going to do is I'm going to loop all these different pages. So when I say get items, it is going to give me all of these different pages inside the wiki page library. Now, since get items is an action that is pointed to or used mostly when dealing with lists, wherever this is a library, that's why you will not get the wiki pages lib, that is the name of this library, as a choice option inside the list name. What we are going to do is smartly pass on the GUID of this library. So how to obtain the GUID? It's very simple. Just click on library, go to the library settings, and you will see that after question mark list equals to, there is one GUID. Just copy it and click on decode. So we are going to decode this URL. Just paste the copied part and click on decode. So inside a second or so, we get the GUID. Now copy this and paste it over here. So this is the same GUID that I have copied from here. If you want to confirm, let's take a look at the last 4 digits, that is 2E93. So it's 2E93. No need to include the opening and closing braces. That's it. We have now all the pages inside this wiki pages library. Next, we are going to initialize a variable. So let's name it as merge PDFs and give its type as an array. It's very important that we select array over here. The next action is apply to each. Now, basically, once we have all the pages present inside this library, we need to loop each of them one by one and fetch the file content. So in select and output from previous steps, navigate to the add dynamic content line, and the output of get items, that is value, just paste it over here. The next action is convert HTML to PDF. So why we are using convert HTML to PDF is because we are going to create 5 PDFs, and then we are going to merge them together into a single PDF. Now these 5 PDFs will not be physically present. We are going to create them and fetch the file content out of them. They won't be created anywhere. We are just using this action to fetch the output of this action. So in the source URL or HTML, you just need to insert the link to item. This is the link to the individual wiki pages. The page orientation is going to be the landscape. Because wiki pages have content that span horizontally a lot more, that's why we are going to use landscape. The media type will be print. The authentication type will be SharePoint Online, but obviously since we are using SharePoint Online here, enter your correct username and password. The conversion delay will be 5000. Now, why we are using a conversion delay of 5000 milliseconds? Basically, sometimes there can be a case where a particular page is too long. So it has a lot of content with lots of images and lots of data. And sometimes it takes a bit of time for flow and a particular action in a flow to go through all that data and process it entirely. So let's give it a conversion delay of 5000 milliseconds so that it has ample time to process all the data that we are going to need. Perfect. The next action is append to array variable. So You remember we created a variable called merge PDFs. Just go ahead and select it from here. And for the value, we are going to do a bit of a configuration. So basically what we are going to do is we are going to write a JSON, and it will have the source file name and the source file content. For the source file name, we will be needing an expression called concat expression, where we are going to concatenate the base file name from the convert HTML to PDF action that we created over here. And how will you get this is from the dynamic content. So convert HTML to PDF is going to spit some content. Out of that, the first parameter that we want to pass in the concat expression is base file name. And the second one is .pdf. Because we are going to create PDF out of those HTML pages or those wiki pages, so it's necessary that we go ahead and include the extension .pdf as well. Okay. And now for the source file content, we already have the processed file content. So the processed file content, just include it over here. So what we are actually doing is appending all these 5 pages and the processed file content, that is the PDF content of each of these pages, in a single variable called merge PDFs using the append to array variable. Now the compose action is not needed, but I wanted to show you how the final array looks like. So that's why I have just gone ahead and created a compose variable, and I am passing the merge PDF, the variable that we created earlier, over here. So the output of this append to array variable we are passing to compose. Next is an action again native to Muhimbi, which is called merge documents. We are just going to go ahead and pass the output of compose, or you can also pass the merge PDF directly. And this action by its own will create a PDF out of the merged content. The last is a create file to option, where you just need to enter the right site address and the right folder path, that is the wiki merge. Let me show that to you. So wiki merge is our destination library. We have just included over here. And the file name, I have just written merged wiki hyphen date, and this was available in the dynamic content of the manual trigger. So where is it? Yes, the date. So that whenever I run this flow multiple times, the file, the PDF file that is created does not get overwritten. And in the file content, we are going to pass the processed file content, which is spit by merge documents. So the merge document action is going to spit out the processed file content, which we are just going to pass over here. That's it. This is a very simple logic, and as we already saw in the demo, we got the required result. One important thing that I wanted to show you was the output of the compose action. So let's go over here and let's check it out. Over to here. So click to download and open in a new tab. So here we will get the output of the compose action. Let's do a quick search. So control F and source underscore file underscore content. Source file content. Yes, as you can see, it's still loading, so it is going to take some time. You will see that the parameters here are increasing, and we will have 5 in a very short time. Now why the number is 5 is because there were 5 files present, 5 wiki pages that were present over here, 1 2 3 4 5. So it is going to have, yes, the source file content of all those 5 pages. So if I go, so this is the source file content, this is another source file content, and likewise a single array where we have the source file content of all of these 5 files, which we are then going to pass in the merge document actions native to Muhimbi. So that's it. A blog is coming very soon on each of these steps documented. So if you do not have the time to watch the entire video, you can go ahead and find this in my personal blog, that is kamdayesh.wordpress.com. I am making some edits, so that's why right now the blog post is password protected, but I will leave this link, like the link of this blog post, on the demo on the YouTube description, video description, and you can navigate anytime you like and get all the steps, read it, follow it, and yes, let me know how you like this video. Like, subscribe, comment, share this, and have a great day. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.